Well, we're at the smoothie bar right now with Smoothie and Bjergsen. I guess he's also here. It's not as cool. Of course, this coverage brought to you by Alienware, but I'm doing some interviews ahead of Rift Rivals kicking off in just a couple days. And, well, it's so great to talk to both of you. Are you excited about Rift Rivals?
Yeah.
Are you excited about Rift Rivals?
Yeah.
Okay. Because I know, okay, most of the pro players say I'm half excited and half not excited. I don't know if you guys are fully unexcited. That's definitely what those unenthusiastic yas make it sound like. But is there any part of this that you're enjoying?
I enjoy not having to travel for Rift Rivals.
Okay.
Because that's what we had to do, I think it was 2 years ago or something.
Yeah.
Then you travel and you get to play like 3 or 4 games. It wasn't super fulfilling. So at least it's nice that we get to be here and we get to play against some good competition from EU and hopefully learn something we can bring into the split.
How about you?
Yeah, pretty much the same. Last time I went to EU for Rift Rivals, I got really sick and I couldn't really practice so well. And it's nice staying here, and hopefully the European players don't get sick and we got some pretty nice games. But yeah, it's really nice not to travel.
Well, I saw you were talking to Perks earlier. Is it fun at all having the European guys come through?
Yeah, I mean, I'm friends with some of them, especially Perks I've talked to for a really long time, back when we used to play against each other a lot in mid lane and scrim in international tournaments. So yeah, it was cool seeing him. We went out for Sven's birthday last night, just got food, and Perks and Mickey came along. So it's cool to get to see those guys and talk to them.
Did you guys turn it up, I think is what people are saying? Did you guys get turned up? Is that Brodin? Is it turned up? Okay, did you get turned up?
We eat ice cream, if that's what you mean by turned up.
Yeah.
It was good ice cream.
I feel like for LCS pros, that's kind of it, right?
Yeah, pretty much. Ice cream and good barbecue. Yeah.
We turn up on the sugar from the ice cream.
The sugar, there used to be something called sugar raves, I remember. I don't know. Brodin's not giving me anything. Anyway, so how do you think North America is going to do at this event?
I don't want to make too many predictions because I think that we're not coming in as the favorites, but I think sometimes that is helpful to come in as an underdog, and we will just see what happens.
Yeah, pretty much the same thing. Obviously, European G2 came out of winning MSI, and they're doing pretty well with Fnatic in EU. So they're going to be really hard competition, but I think that we'll still do fine. I think NA will do. It'll be a fun tournament. Yeah.
Is this a good experience for TSM as a whole? Because you guys get to play against some of the European teams, or would you rather be going into LCS Week 5?
I don't mind it. I mean, I think it's fun to have a break from the split, and the other teams that are not playing Rift Rivals are just kind of sitting around and oinking and having off time, or, you know, having scrim time, but it's so far removed from LCS. It's like a 2-week break where you're not playing. Yeah. So I would much rather be here and playing and getting different experience playing probably better teams than we usually play, and teams that play really just different champs and styles. So,
is there anyone that you're hoping to face off against Smoothie?
I mean, all the EU bot lanes are really good. Like Perks and Mickey, obviously, are really, really talented. And versing just in other international bot lanes, it's always really fun, you know? You learn so much stuff, and you learn a lot more from just playing in the 10 teams here in NA.
Did you get a chance to talk to them at all about bot lane stuff the other night at dinner?
Not really. We kind of like avoiding like league talk when I'm out eating dinner and stuff, just hanging out with people we haven't seen in a long time, you know? But you know, I talk to them a lot, like at least Mickey, the supports, like Mickey, and I don't talk to Hillsong, but those guys have always been like pretty good friends of mine, and yeah, it's really always fun talking to them.
Okay, so this is interesting to me because pro players usually can only talk about League of Legends. So what do you talk about with them if you're not talking about League?
You know, just for fun stuff, stuff about their team and like just funny stuff they do outside of playing League, and yeah, it's always fun.
That sounds very nondescript and vague. It makes me suspect that you guys aren't really talking
about Travis Gafford a lot.
Okay, good. Yes, my content, right?
Yes. No, just you actually.
Okay. Oh.
And how great you are.
Oh,
thank you. And how they all miss you very much. Especially Perks, yeah.
Really?
Yep.
Yeah, it didn't sound convincing. There's a lot of non-convincing yas coming from you in this interview, Bjergsen.
I'm sorry. I will go back into my serious persona.
No, I don't want you in your serious persona. I need you having a good time. All right. Besides that, what's going on behind the scenes at TSM these days?
Scrims.
Have you done anything cool? I hear you guys are filming some content here.
Yeah, I played 1v1 with Caps on Howling Abyss. I think that our bot lane's going to play 2v2 against their bot lane. Some other video ideas, and Riot stuff, you know, pretty standard stuff.
How do you expect you guys will do against their bot lane on Howling Abyss?
I have zero clue. I don't even know how we're gonna draft champions. I think it's gonna be like we just blind pick random bot lane or a random lane and hope for the best, you know. So I have no clue. I'm sure they have a lot of like really cheesy picks because, you know, the G2, and they've always been really open-minded about picks. So it should be exciting.
Is there? Are you guys going to try to? I know you guys are scrimming for this, but is it an opportunity also to take a little bit of a break because it's a less serious event?
I don't think so necessarily. I mean, I think that EU was proven to be stronger at MSI, but there's always going to be the back and forth between what region is better, and no one's going to come in with like a lax mindset that it's kind of like an off tournament. Yeah. I mean, people might have a little bit more fun, maybe experiment a little bit more since the stakes are not as high, but I don't think anyone's going to come in and just kind of relax too much, because I think everyone still wants to win and prove that their region is best, or maybe that their team is the best in that region, things like that.
Are either of you playing Teamfight Tactics?
Negative.
Nope.
Are either of you going to play Teamfight Tactics?
As of now, negative.
Yeah, maybe when Worlds is done.
When Worlds is done. Okay, so it's going to be a bit.
Maybe when I retire, I'll play it.
Yikes. All right, well, you know, I love interviewing you guys because you're such a fun-loving bunch. You know, you got so much going on.
Thanks, really appreciate that. I know you love interviewing TSM players and all pros, but yeah, appreciate especially us, you know, especially us too.
You two together. No, I mean, how do you think you're going to fare against any of these other players? Because Caps was saying that he was excited he wants to even up the score with you, the record.
Oh. I mean, I think I'm definitely going to be fine holding my own against the mid laners individually. I think that's never really been a problem for me. It's more so just...
If your team is going to hold you back from winning, is that what I'm getting?
Not true. It's just when I watch teams like D2 and Fnatic, they just play really well as a unit, and they're really on the same page a lot of the time. And it has showed in LCS that's not always the case for us. There are some kind of disconnects within the game, but it seems like it's really clear kind of what their plan is, and they're always on the same page. And even when they're behind, they do things as 5, and I think that is a weakness of a lot of the NA teams that could be exploited. So.
Do you feel any added pressure when you go up against these guys? Because people are always like, how's Bjergsen going to do against the best mid laners in Europe?
There's always a bit of added pressure, but you know, it's welcomed. I think that when you play internationally, there's always going to be more pressure, and that's just how it is. And this is another good way for me to practice that and see how I'll do.
Did you guys hear that some of the G2 players, Perks and Caps, lost their luggage?
Yeah, I think that's Riot's first step to help NA do well at this tournament.
Well, actually, I got the second step for you, because I was talking about this in some of these earlier interviews. So you know how you guys got ProView codes given to you, and you can watch Europe and North America with those. Europeans only got European codes. They couldn't watch North America. I mean, they could have paid for it. But I was talking to Reckless earlier, and he's like, yeah, I haven't watched any of the NA ProView stuff because our codes don't let us do it.
Wow.
So I thought that was very funny, and I feel like that's, once again, Riot, like, you know, helping to give you guys a bit of an edge.
Yeah, they're keeping our amazing strategies a secret.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. They're not going to know what's going on in the bot lane.
Yeah, of course. All our unorthodox picks in the bot lane really are hidden from the enemy teams.
Well, I think ProView doesn't help you find the picks. To be clear, it just lets you watch. I don't know if you've used ProView, but it's the same thing as regular watching. They're gonna know what you're picking regardless. But it is funny. Well, anyway, is there anything that you guys want to say to any of the fans out there ahead of Rift Rivals?
I mean, haven't had the best last couple weeks, but I think Rift Rivals will play a bit better, hopefully. And if not, then we'll learn a lot.
Yeah, I mean, I think I just hope you guys enjoy watching the tournament. I think that it'll be a fun experience for us, and it'll be a good test of our current skill. So, yeah, I hope you enjoy our games and this interview with Travis.
Thank you so much.
I love doing.
Yes, I could tell you do. Thank you guys so much for the interview. For everyone else, you can check out the rest of my coverage of all things esports right here on my YouTube channel. Thanks so much for watching that interview. I want to mention that this week, for Rift Rivals, we're actually going to be doing a live hotline league at the Alienware Outpost. Thanks so much to Alienware for making it happen. So if you are in LA, be sure to come by. There's details over on the Alienware Twitter account. I'll be tweeting them out as well. And also, if you're around, watch it Friday night at 8 p.m. Pacific. We should have some cool special guests on. Mark and I love doing these live hotline leagues. We'll have an audience. It'll be so great. And I hear there might be some alcohol, so we'll see how that goes.